Almost forgot to start recording. We're changing the oil on the van. I don't know the last time it's been changed. So, yeah, this will be interesting. How sketchy? All of it. How are we looking? Hold up. There's no way. There is no way the van was this low on oil. It is down to like this line. There wasn't shit in this thing. A gallon in this bucket. Dude, this thing is so slimy. I swear if this thing spills on me, dude. Funny for you guys, but not funny for me. Alright, now it's just 7.3. It'll be fine. That's a fucking behemoth. Doing all this maintenance has me thinking, I wonder what zip ties and bias plies is doing today. Old Peg. Probably out destroying a 7.3 IDI as I'm changing the oil in the power stroke. Well, the oil in the bucket doesn't look too bad. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put I'm going to put a funnel on here, drain all this into there, and we're going to see how much oil this thing had in it. Right below this mark. What's this mark? Okay, so that's 6, 4, so 5 would be like right here, so that's about 5.25 liters. Let's do the math on that. Just did some quick math. That's 5.5 quarts, a little over 5.5 quarts that was in this thing. It takes like 14 quarts, and there was 5.5 in it. No wonder why it wouldn't fucking run. God damn. Alright, we're going to shut it off and start it back up, see if it starts back up easily. Alright, here we go. Not bad. Not bad. Better than taking 8 tries to get it to start. And this is my favorite station on the radio. 7.3 exhaust FM. That is fucking hilarious. It's like the fucking Teslas. Why buy a Tesla when you can just get a radio with holes in it that play your exhaust note for you? I also figured out why the coolant temp sensor doesn't work. The sensor itself appears to be broken. Simple fix. Title just showed up the other day, and in Ohio you have to drive the vehicle to the DMV for them to do a VIN inspection. Gotta drive this thing up to the DMV so they can do their little VIN inspection. And this is my temporary front bumper because in Ohio it's illegal to drive without a front bumper. So hopefully I don't get fucking pulled over. Well, the van is officially legal. I didn't even record driving it here because I'm just so sketched out, but fully legal now. Hell yeah. Rudnick was not kidding, dude. This thing is sketchy. Sketchy as fuck. Well, she made it home. Thought for sure I was gonna get pulled over. I had a fucking cop follow me right up against my rear bumper. I was like, please don't pull over me. But man, this thing's fucking sketchy. Like, I don't know if you can tell through the camera how shaky it is, but look at my hand. Like, that's how bad it is. It runs good, it shifts good, but the steering, oh my god, the steering is absolutely atrocious. So I definitely got to get that fixed. Now it's on to trying to figure out these headlights. Okay. Interesting. We're hooked to the red and the black. I don't know what in the world's going on with my little voltage thing. Whatever. This way I can check if, you know, if we're actually getting power. I think I have a solution. I was looking at a diagram online, and there's supposed to be a fuse right there. I didn't check exactly what that fuse does. I just saw a little headlight symbol and I just assumed, oh, that must be headlight. Good thing I have spare fuses. Now you may be wondering, where could I get a fuse from? It's what we keep parts cars around for. I don't know if the fuse was disconnected for a reason or not, but we're gonna find out if it was disconnected for a reason or not. It doesn't really want to go in. Why do you not want to go in there? Alright, that fuse is now in. Turn these on. Still nothing. Alright, don't know if you can hear me because my neighbor is mowing, but it looks like we might be getting power. Let me just adjust this. Yep. So we're getting power, so that's good. I think that bulb is blown out, but yeah, we're getting power. Okay, this bulb must be blown too, because we are getting power out of this. So we'll plug it in, and now we get power. So I think it's just the wonky ass connection in this thing, but hell, every time I move it, it seems fine. Oh, it kind of flickers a little bit. Nope. I'll just clean up some contact points on there. It should be good. The contact points are now cleaned. Something else I have noticed. This little ring goes around the headlight bulb. Or, well, it should. So, another issue, as you can tell, this holds in the headlight bulb. So, if I can figure out how to get it on, that'd be awesome. Okay, so it holds it in like that. Problem is, if I can get it back off, that'd be awesome. It would be nice if I could get it back off. Can I please have the piece now? Oh, can I please have the piece back? Man, working on cars is so much fucking fun. So, because, you know, there's barely anything holding this on, I'm gonna take a beer can and I'm gonna cut it out like an open circle, put it inside of here. See how there's like these plastic little things? I don't know if you can see, I'm not looking at the phone. But these little plastic things, I'm gonna replicate this, but all the way around with a piece of, you know, aluminum from a beer can. Put it on there, headlight should never move. Haven't done anything with this side yet. I'm gonna get to it and I'll just get back once it's done. Grab a piece, set it like that. Thankfully there's a bit of residual green on the bottom of this thing. We got mint spray paint now. That will give us an estimate of where to cut. Alright, we've got our little piece cut out now. So we're going to force it into the spot because I apparently didn't cut it to the proper size. It's slightly bigger than it needs to be, but that's fine. We're not even remotely worried about it. So now we'll turn this. I know it's not pretty, but you know, it's not coming out now. It's not perfect, it's not pretty, but it's not coming out. That's all that matters. I just don't want this to pop back out. So now I'll reinstall this into the van, do the other side, and we'll see if both the headlights work. The headlights are now fixed. There's some weird issues going on with this one, but they both work now. The old bulb that was in here went out, so I found this nice little LED. Not technically the right one, but it works. Nice little subtool feature. Pretty cool. I just put the cover on it, and we'll open the door. That doesn't add jack shit for lighting, so I think I'm gonna have to do something different about that. Now that it is nighttime, we're gonna test out the interior light. I swapped it out with a more powerful one. Let's see how bright it is. Wow, it's really bright. I don't know if that's ever worked before or not, but it works now. Let's see if the gauge lights work. They do. How about headlights? Both headlights work. Plate light was out, so I put that back in. Hell yeah, this is sick. When I got the van, the headlights didn't work, gauge cluster lights didn't work, interior light was burned out. It's the small things that count. I left the charger off over the night just to see if the van would keep its battery charge up. Well, it was flat dead this morning. So I hooked up the jumper cables to the battery when it was connected. This thing was pegged right at 0. So I decided to take the cable off this battery, because I know this is a good battery. Put it on the charger, and of course it's charging just fine. And that leads me to believe that the battery underneath the van is bad, because you open the door, 0 lights. I don't know what dropped over there. I'm just going to pretend I didn't hear anything. Turn the key, nothing. So the battery underneath the van is bad. Which I kind of knew that because, Rudnick and Mark told me that this battery was for underneath the frame. And I didn't really want to do that, so I just decided to put the battery up here. That was the battery that was underneath the hood, and it's only got like 6 volts of charge in it, so I figured that was no good, but looks like I'm going to have to put this underneath the frame. Judging by how dirty this battery is, I'm going to assume that this battery has not been changed since Orion changed the battery. Alright, got the battery out. I found my multimeter, put it on here. It was 8.56 volts. Can definitely tell it's been in there a long time. I'm going to clean off the top here and see if I can see a date on here. Don't want to use brake clean to clean the top because that would remove the letters and shit. Well, I don't see a date anywhere. I see May. That's about it. Let's see if I can see a sticker on the side anywhere. Not seeing anything yet. Alright, well, battery's now in. Had to use a nut and bolt for holding down the battery because this one snapped off. That old battery was definitely our point of parasitic draw, because I have a voltmeter connected here, and as you can tell, there's no battery up here. 1309, which is fucking perfect. This battery was in the front. This is just a Walmart Never Start. It has like 7.6, but it's a newer battery, 2024. We are now in the process of swapping out the tie rods and ends in order to fix our super sloppy steering. That one is now broke loose. Wow, that one came out super easy. Not bad, not bad. Oh, the socket's stuck. There we go. That one is now loosened. There we go. That one's now off. Perfect. I got full send. Little power stance initiative. Power stance. Oh shit. Oh, the power stance. The fucking power stance. Taking off these sleeve things to reuse them because the front end kit didn't come with them. This side, both sizes were 18. This size is 17 and 14. All the new parts and pieces are in, so I guess now it's time to test it out. Well, I drove it down the street. It does not drive straight at all. Alignment is super out of whack, so I got to try to straighten it out. Well, I got the alignment pretty much straight. I drove it, and it still seems pretty sloppy on the road. I think it's the wheels, so I'm going to swap back to the 17s and see how it rides then. What the fuck? Oh my god! I'm laying on top of the tire now. I'm putting myself in extreme danger. I really hope I don't hurt myself. This is one strong beat. I'll say that much. Oh fuck. This is dangerous. Like, this is taking... Oh! Fucking hell. Is it gonna fucking... Oh my god, I broke the strap! This is insane! I'm about 90% positive that's all water in the radiator. I don't remember what I've recorded last, but it is January 18th. I've put a new battery in the van. I put one on the frame a few months ago. And I'm curious if the cranking speed will improve and if it will start the first try. I'm just going to start it now. I'm sure it won't start. Let's turn down the tuner to like 9. Man, what the fuck? What the fuck? I don't know what the hell that was. I just heard oil. I don't even know how that works. I'm not touching it because we've got this. But take 2. Cranks a hell of a lot faster. I think we'll let the glow plugs warm up a bit more. Alright, let's see what happens. Oh shit. There's definitely some oddities with the electrical because the wipers like randomly come on when I turn the key off and on. Well, of course it's not going to do it for camera. See if it starts now. Wait for that start light to go away. What the fuck? Come on, bitch. Well, it is not starting. it fires up and then shuts off. I think the fuel's gelled up or something. I don't remember what the last thing or the last time I recorded or anything, but I got a couple of parts for the van from the junkyard just to spruce up the interior a little bit. Forgot to get a vent for over there, but got this vent, got that cover that goes up here, and I got this cover that goes right here. Perfect. Oh. Huh. Interesting. Guess I grabbed the wrong one of those. Brand new windshield on the van, finally. They came by while I was at work and they got it done. No more cracks, scratches, or nothing. And best of all, no more leaks. Steering box coming out. This thing's a pain in the ass, but we'll get it off there. That was kind of a pain in the ass, and then air hammer came to the rescue. But these bolts were the easiest, which is funny because these were the bolts that everyone makes the big deal about because they break off and all that, but I didn't have that issue at all. But fuck, this right here is definitely a pain. Chrome socket on an impact? Don't mind if I do. That's actually crazy. Oh, it's crying. It doesn't like it. Oh, if the impact can't fucking get it, what the fuck's gonna get it? Stuck. Stuck. Well, how about that? Well, I didn't film it because I didn't think I was actually going to get this off, but I did. So I used a combination of this tool on here. I had my impact running it, and while it was running, I was just smacking the shit out of this with the sledge, and it popped right off. So cool. I don't have to buy another Pitman arm. That's awesome. New box is now in. As you can see, I had to take this bolt all the way out to get the shaft back on there. Wish I would have known that when I was pulling it out because it was a pain in the ass. But it's in. These bolts are tightened down. Still got to torque them. Then I got to put these lines in, tighten down the Pitman arm all the way. I had the strap here because I had to do some very minuscule adjustments to line this back up. But there's literally only one way that the steering shaft can go on there because it's got a little, little flat spot. But this is how I have my steering wheel held in straight. Ratchet strap down there and the seat belt wrapped around it for extra security. Just to make sure it's 100% straight. But kind of wish I recorded a bit more of this, but I mean, I don't want to bore you, and there is quite a few videos on YouTube. Okay, well, my phone is laying perfectly on the ground, so I don't know if you can even see what I'm doing. I'm using an adjustable wrench hammered into a jack handle to tighten this Pitman arm. That's some dealership factory spec quality right here. Now obviously I'm gonna torque it down and all that, but this is mainly just to tighten it down. Everything's installed, torque the spec, so now I'm just bleeding the system, and then we're gonna let it sit for 24 hours because That's what somebody told me to do that's done a similar job to this on an F-Series. So, yeah. I haven't been recording much. We're currently taking out this old, oiled up, crusty starter, replacing it with this nice behemoth gear reduction starter, and this kind of sucks. Let's get this old starter out. Oh, it's gonna be a tussle. A little tussle. Oh shit. Alright. So now I have better access to these wires because I was having some trouble trying to get these off. So I'm gonna move this camera out of the way, and I'm gonna get a jack stand or something to hold this starter up. The new starter is in. As you can tell, it was a very, very fun time. All the fun. If we have any leaks where our temp gauge is, I don't see any. That's a good sign. And we've got, oh, it is reading. Perfect. This van has had many, many modifications done to it throughout its life. But the one thing that has never been upgraded is the radio. And I'm quite tired of listening to 7.3 power stroke radio where it only plays your exhaust note. So I've got this Alpine unit here. This is what I had in my 97 EK Civic. I've got the dash kit right here. I've got the wiring harness, which I pray it's right because Amazon says it's the correct one. Let's look at the back of this real quick. Oh, it doesn't show you the specifics of what vehicle it's made for. Okay, well we're gonna hope that this works. But I mean, this is so simple. Wiring up a radio takes zero effort. It's literally just you match the cord, or you match the cables to the proper spots on here, and that's pretty much it. We've got our big three just taped together temporarily. I want to see if this turns on. Oh, we've got power. We've got power. Alright, cool. So I'll turn that off, and that turns off. That's awesome. Cool. I wonder if this part works. Oh, sick. It does. Alright, we're going to try to hook up some speakers and see if it works. It seems to be working.
For a minute, I'm just like, I need somebody.
So, as you can tell, it's extremely distorted, which is why I've got the Rockford speakers going to the doors. New door and hinges. Hell yeah. Now, of course, it's not perfect. You can clearly see the grinding marks that I've left in there, but I've never claimed to be a professional auto body person or anything like that. I just wanted it to match. It's not like this body is really that perfect anyway, so I mean, does it really matter at the end of the day? I will repaint the bottom side of the rest of the van anyway, since this has a new coat of paint. And I'm using this good old Krylon satin black. And I probably should have cut out this cracked rusty area and welded in metal, but not too worried about it. I mean, I will get to it eventually when I do the rest of the rust repair on the van. But as for now, I'm not really worried about it. I'm just really wanting to replace this door. Once I get that replaced, then it'll be on to swapping out the fenders. Alright, the door is now off. And I also had to take the fender off because I need to get these hinges off. And I got the bottom one off because it wasn't welded on. But yeah, this is why I'm replacing the hinges, because they're super loose. Sure, I could get another pin kit, but that's just going to end up happening within a couple years anyway. And the door over here has nice hinges on it, so I'd rather use the nice newish hinges off of that. Because, yeah. So this will be fun, grinding all of this off and making it a proper factory surface. The new door is in. I had to adjust the alignment, but it's perfect now. I've had a bad habit of not recording recently, but I just got done doing the toe plating, getting the alignment somewhat straight to where, you know, it's decently drivable. Once I get to it, alignment shop, then we'll get a true legit thing going. But we got brand new spacer on here, old spacer with, you know, gunked up threads, because I don't really feel safe running odd style lug nuts and crap threads, so I just figured whole new spacers, it'll be alright. I'm not gonna bother recording swapping the spacers because there ain't nothing interesting in that. Since I have the wheels off, might as well spray a little bit of this around the frame and in the body and stuff, you know, keep her nice and protected. Never hurts to protect whatever's left of this body, you know what I mean? It ain't in that bad a shape. Just means it's working good.
One thing they don't tell you about this shit is how bad it stinks. Oh my god. It's worth it now. That keeps this thing alive.
We've got the new tires on the OG wheels, and we are currently swapping out the rear spacers. Looking real nice. The ones in the rear ain't too bad, but I figured if I'm swapping the front, why not the rear?
Moves under their own power, no problem. Steering wheel seems to be straight. This ain't the best camera angle, but I don't have a mount or anything to really justify it. Probably worth trying it out. That's pretty good though. Not many complaints other than it really needs an alignment really bad. Alright. See if I can give it the beans. Woo! Holy shit!
So now we know that the van, it runs alright, it drives alright, drives straight. It still needs an alignment, I think, because you can kind of tell like the tires are getting a little like rippled or something. So it definitely needs an alignment, but I toe plated it to be somewhat straight. When I got these tires swapped, they didn't balance the rears, but I didn't feel any vibration, honestly, so I think it's fine. But if I'm gonna do what I was gonna do and take these wheels and put them in the back, because these are bigger than these, I'll probably have to get those balanced, because you don't want to drive unbalanced steer tires, in my opinion. But we are now about to pull the alternator out because it is not charging. So whether the connector in the back is crushed and not connecting anymore. I don't know. But there is a connector that goes to the back of the alternator, and it's resting right against this charge pipe. So I'm hoping I can get lucky and it's either a frayed wire or a bad connector. And if so, we'll put it back together and see if it works. If the connector looks fine, then I'm just going to take this to AutoZone and get it tested, see what they say. Because I would hate to have to buy another alternator, because these are expensive. This is the end result. By no means is this perfect, but I mean, this floor was way more sagged in. And now the doors actually close easy. I still kind of gotta shove it, but it still closes. I apologize once again. I am terrible at filming because I did not even record swapping out the alternator and the glow plug relay. I've pushed the battery terminals on there. Just let's see what it does. First start, I'm sure I'll have to readjust the cables. I'm sure they'll pop off the moment yeah, I figured that was gonna happen. It's because I don't have it fully hooked up. Yeah, it's charging. Put her on the high idle. I forget which one the high idle is. There we go. We're on high idle. Oh yeah, we're cooking. Perfect. Oh, that's nice. That's real nice. Hell yeah. Alright, the alignment is done. Things mint. Just gotta replace the front hubs now. But at least it'll drive straight. It ain't perfect, but it's way better than what it was. You can actually see a reflection now.